Going to work on getting these things out. They're the peppers. They've germinated really well. They're the Cape gooseberry. They've germinated really well. We've got some annuals that need to be repotted now. That's the one chilli that I've got left. That needs to be repotted, fresh compost. And I also need to work on the avocado, which has got new growth, but it dropped all its leaves and got a little bit of stem right at the top. So I think I've got the fungus gnats in the soil, so that needs to be repotted. Welcome back. I've just found a greenhouse clip on the floor. It's been a minute, I know it has. So, what's happened? Lots has happened. Lots and lots. Greenhouse clip. So we are growing at home predominantly this year, because what's happened is I've gone back to work full time. Let's have a sit down. And my one day off, I've been having my granddaughter. So the time for the allotment has been early mornings or evenings. I've not bothered filming, and I've decided just for this season, because my job is very seasonal, so I will be finished by the end of October. What I've decided to do is work on the allotment this year, soil structure, and try and get rid of all the bindweed down at plot 2 and the couch grass at plot 1. Bearing in mind these allotments are quite new to me, within a year or so. So whilst I massively enjoy them, I need to work on them. What I've realised is you can't just take on an overgrown allotment and I expect to grow in it straight away. Whilst I had some successes last year, it does need some work. So that work will continue, early mornings, evenings, my day off, whenever possible. We've still got, I'll put some snippets in of what I have been doing up at the allotment. Where the soil needs work, I've started covering with cardboard. I've got garlic growing really well. I've got onions growing, and they all split. They were sets, but I've got some more onions here to put in that I've set by seed, Bedfordshire Champion. I've got peppers that I've grown from seed. I've got flowers that I've took from cuttings. So I'm going to work on all that at home and manoeuvre up to the allotment. I've got seed potatoes to go in. I'm going to take it all up to the allotment, put it in, but in the meantime work a little bit more in the background at home when I've got the opportunity, and then after work as the nights stretch out. That's garlic, strawberries, there's a spring onion left there, there's some leeks and onions there, beetroot, perpetual spinach and rhubarb, rosemary. Onions, the majority of them have split, but if you remember there were sets from last year that didn't do anything. The greenhouse is works in progress. We're trying to pull the weeds out as they come, and it wants some goodness, so some Dex Magic or farmyard manure or something on the top. Very dry at the minute. That's the plan. How often the videos will be after this one that's took me 2 months to make is anybody's guess. Maybe I just keep filming little bits what I'm doing, so perhaps monthly videos for throughout the season. This job opportunity came up and the videos just stopped. I know that, but that's life, isn't it? It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, and to be perfectly honest, I feel like we should get some seed potatoes set. What I'm going to try and do is, these are the little Felicia cuttings that I've tried to keep alive that I did last year, back end of the year, and they've done great. I'm going to be honest, they've not had enough water inside, so I'm going to give them a really good water today. And they're moving into the greenhouse. The greenhouse is now open all day long and shut up at night, and everything's starting to flower, including the pelargoniums. So a bit of goodness. These are all cuttings I took from last year, and they've done great. This is the pepper that made it over the winter. I have to say, although it made it, I'm going to repot it, and then we're going to do the same on the avocado, because that don't seem to be happy, and there seems to be a lot of root dieback. So what I wanted to do was give it some fresh soil. And hope that that gives it what it needs. A lot of the roots you see are falling out, so it might be dying, but we'll try with just fresh and see if that helps anything. I feel like we've had the fungus gnats in the house, and I think it's a lot of the cuttings I took. This pepper chilli, it's an Anaheim chilli. I think that's succumbed slightly. So I think everything's getting a little bit too hot in the house and not getting enough water. It may be on its way out, because that's all the roots that have fell off. Yeah, I think we've got eggs, and it's not a very big root system for overwinter chilli, is it? I'm not quite sure. Whether that's going to do anything or not. But right now it's alive, so we'll take the positive. I feel like the fungus gnats have got to them a little bit. First earlies, Pentland Javelin. I think we'll put the Pentland Javelin in this one. They've got massive chits on. I'm just going to take them off. There's only 5. Right. We've also got the Bougainvillea. Got this Cordana Rose Danica. Now, I've heavily neglected it, unfortunately. But it was sent to me by my daughter for Mother's Day. So, the weather is beautiful. I'm going to have a mow it in the garden. Trying to get on top of everything. Looks actually quite nice compost. Oh, more to purpose, enriched all round garden compost. That feels quite fine. Not normally one I have, but it's nice. So these have been soaking in water. There was 20 of them. So, see how many survive. The idea is that these were runners from last year that I just couldn't use, and I was trying different methods. So these had all got root on them. So when I took them off the parent plant, so I decided to try and overwinter them. I dried them out completely. They were very brittle. And then I kept them in a cool but dark place, namely the garage. And then I've just brought them out this year, and I've left them soaking in water for about a day and a bit. 19, 20.